Ladies and gentlemen, you may have your seats now. God of my country, and in God we trust. It's nice to have you all here on the side of the world. I hope you're enjoying San Francisco, ladies and gentlemen. But first of all, we must talk about that food that we just had. Ooh, ooh, yeah, ooh, ooh, ooh. Pretty close, right? Yeah. Uganda has the best food, but this was really close, huh? We could say that. The Pearl of Africa, yesterday I did. It's more than just a word. It's a symbol. A symbol of a uniqueness only found in one place that harbors the source of the flowing river Nile. Miles and miles of endless stories from far Busoga all the way to Alexandria, my dear. Wow. Many here and have found ways to come near, but to their no surprise, to the warm welcome dears. You can have that in any language around Uganda. From Akira Yo, Jokuna, Mulembe, Mulio, Uganda is blessed with language, ladies and gentlemen. It's blessed with a myriad and myriad of cultures coming together that form this great place called Uganda. Man, our diversity is unique, but there's one thing that always unites us, and that's going to be a one-day gear Rolex at 2 a.m. in the morning. Does anybody loves basketball? Warriors. All right, without further ado, I would like to invite someone very, very important here. All this wouldn't be possible for their efforts. Let them come forward. I want to and why to attend the 34th convention on their behalf. It's the success when you're tuned in wherever you are and watching this convention. It is important when you watch and important when you critique, because all that comes in place for us to make it better every single year. So without further ado, I would like to invite the chair of the organizing committee, ladies and your team, please make your way forward.
Thank you, Danny. Good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Thank you so much. My name is Huda, and as Danny mentioned, I am the Unaa local chairperson. I am also a proud council representative. So I represent the city of San Francisco Bay Area. Thank you. I would like to welcome those of you who have traveled far, especially our Ugandan delegates, our honorable guests. Thank you so much for coming and attending the 34th Annual Convention. It is my honor to welcome you to my beautiful and vibrant city alongside my local organizing team. Thank you. We were honored here after 15 years. This is a special occasion, and we're hoping that you're having a wonderful time so far. And your beautiful faces, I know I'm speaking facts, right? Absolutely. So we kicked off the convention yesterday with an opening ceremony, and we wanted to make sure that we put the kids at the forefront. This is why we created the Pearl of Africa Night. For those of you who attended, which was many of you, the kids give us a wonderful exposure of their talents. And we're hoping the second day, when we leave this place, you get to enjoy the wonderful boat cruise, which will include seeing the Pacific Oceans. But I'm not going to take too much of your time. Again, I'd like to thank my local organizing team. This convention would not be where it's at if it wasn't for these wonderful people around me. They've supported me, they've pushed me, and I just want to thank them individually, collectively. Thank you guys for trusting me to lead with you, as well as the executive, Madam President, Executive Secretary, Madam VP, and the Treasurer. Thank you so much for honoring me to lead and serve you. Once again, thank you so much for coming to my wonderful city, and I hope you guys will have a wonderful, wonderful time, and let's make this the most eventful convention today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Huda. That's amazing. It wouldn't be possible if they hadn't put their whole feet into this one. And I think we all have an experience of what that means. They don't get paid, by the way, just in case, so tips are accepted. I'll be taking the tips on behalf of the team. I'm talking to my immediate neighbors next here, just here. But it's all very good to see you all here, ladies and gentlemen. But besides that, we just also want to thank the people that take the courage and take the risk, I would say the risk, but then honor it by actually coming all the way to showcase what they have. I'm talking about our sponsors too. I'm talking about our vendors. They come from far and make that decision, very informed decision, to come and be a part of this organization. So in the numbers that are out there from Terrawode, whose success story we know very well here. It's been a Unaa story. And today when they tell you that 600 women, 600 successful surgeries were performed in the last 12 months in the city of sorority, you know, that's right here. And that's Unaa's success. Every year we have independent hospital is taking care of a very common disease on that side of town. So if there's a member of parliament or a representative of Sorority City here, that is something you walk high with. Thank you very much. But I also want to thank those that come in with art and craft, those that come in with all kinds, you know, of experiences and all kinds of products that to come and share with us here. From real estate, thank you so much. You make it easy. Banks, thank you so much for being a part of Unaa. Now, without further ado, and it's going to be exactly in this order, I'm going to invite our sponsors. And we must listen clearly. Our sponsors, we're going to have Housing Finance Bank. We're going to have Kalikumatima and Co-Advocates next. Then we'll have Post Bank. We'll have Endiro. We'll have Terrawode. We'll have Aton Capital. And we'll have Women with Women Chisoboka in that particular order. So make sure you are actually here.
So I would like to invite Housing Finance. Is Mr. Michael coming here? Perfect. It's good to see you, sir.
Michael has been a part of Unaa. He actually has Unaa DNA in his system right now. And I'm sure he's very, very proud to be a part of that. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause while he makes his way forward. Give us affordable mortgages and to make it possible for us to invest in the real estate business back in Uganda. It's nice to see you.
Thank you very much, MC. Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Minister, that's Honorable Thomas Tayewa, the Honorable Minister, the Government Chief Whip, Honorable Minister Ruth Nankabira, members of Parliament present, my brothers and sisters, no, our brothers and sisters in the embassy, the high commissioners, the excellencies, our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, good afternoon to you all. I hope you are well. I hope you are doing great. It's great to see you, and I bring you greetings from Housing Finance Bank. Housing Finance Bank is proudly an indigenous financial institution in Uganda, one of the top 10 banks in Uganda. And we are here, I am here on behalf of the bank to reaffirm our commitment. We have a history of dealing with you, Ugandans in the diaspora, of supporting you fulfill and achieve your aspirations in Uganda. And I am here to reaffirm that commitment and actually highlight many of the key things that I think you should not miss out. And here is why. Right now, there are immense opportunities for us, you Ugandans in the diaspora, to exploit back home. Huge investment opportunities for you. The infrastructure has been set right. The socio-political environment is excellent. The macros are great. The policy and regulatory framework is exciting and attractive for you Ugandans in the diaspora. And as a banker and an indigenous Ugandan, I have watched and witnessed companies grow from the mere basic, small, basic, humble beginnings. I've seen businesses grow. I have seen people commence businesses with a huge, we have now the final investment decision taken. There is the oil and gas investments are immense. It will only be selfish of us not to highlight it to you. And yesterday, Honorable Ruth Nankabra did justice to that area. Don't miss the opportunity to invest back home. Now, having said that, you wonder, why as a banker am I saying that? I'm saying that because in doing this, you need the right partner. Hello? Yes. You need a partner. The whole economy is managed through commercial banks. So you need the right financial institution to partner with. We do the underwriting of risk. We do the groundwork for you. So come to us as Housing Finance Bank with over 54 years of experience. We are happy to champion, to work with you, to be a banker of choice, to be the right partner that will help you achieve those dreams. And the opportunities are spoiled. Our indigenous stature allows us to listen to you, a banker that will listen to you and understand and break down. So your pain points, your challenges, what haunts you, we will take care of that so that we enable you to actually live your financial aspirations. Everyone, be it you Ugandans, needs a place they call home. We have leadership in the mortgage and housing finance space. There is no financial institution that structures a bank, a mortgage like us. Absolutely none in Uganda. So let's work together. Approach me. Here I am. I have a store down there. We are happy to allow you to close that gap back home. But not just that, other range of opportunities for you, which I am happy to say and to testify. And my presence here is to demonstrate and to emphasize our commitment to enable you Ugandans here in the diaspora achieve those financial aspirations, to enable Ugandans here in the diaspora live your dreams back home in Uganda. So I wouldn't want to see us miss out. Even those that want to exploit other business opportunities, we are here as the right bank for you to really live those dreams, to exploit these opportunities. So I want to thank you. I want to tell you that reach out to us. The solutions are immense. And I haven't gone to the digital, to the ease with which you send money and remit and ensure that your investments back home are good. So the how it's done is ours. The how it's done is ours. The what to do, you are spoiled for choice. The partner to do it with, Housing Finance Bank. So what more should I say? Other than to wish you well, to say, reach out to us, we will do the right job for you. Don't miss out the opportunity for us, Housing Finance Bank, to work the risk aspects for you so that together we build our country. The country is doing great. Thank you very much. I'm not speaking for government as a Ugandan. So I thank you for giving me this opportunity and wish you every success for the rest of the convention. Thank you very much, MC.
Thank you very much, Housing Finance. If you want a testimony to that, I'm going to refer to Uncle Moses Wilson. Yesterday's trade and investment was exciting. It was a thrill. It turned out to be a shark tank of some type. Man, you twisted this in the right way. I would like to earn your business, sir. And Housing Finance, I'm not sure who took the crown yesterday, but yeah, we had some investors on the spot. For Uganda delegates that were not here, some money came into the economy, I think yesterday, depending on the decisions that were made. So on behalf of the executive, I would like a 3% commission on that, if it's okay with that. We always negotiate these things. Presidents say 10%, you know. I like to earn business. Thank you very much. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite our next sponsor for the evening. But before I do that, I would like to share an amazing story here. And this is about, I believe, value addition, which has been paramount. Parliament, I beg to be corrected. I do know that higher agenda in Uganda is value addition to agriculture. One of the stalls out there, one of the vendors, if you do care to pass by, is Shirabo Organics. The story here is agro value addition. The product is out of Uganda, it's packaged in Canada, but it is handcrafted shea butter from Uganda. So if there's a product or a plant you'd like your people to invest in, that is one for the table, shea butter. Yeah, thank you very much. Now, I would like to invite our next sponsor for the evening. That will be Kalikumutima. The loose translation is, it is on the heart. Is he here? Kalikumutima and co-advocates, is he here? Are you in the house? Okay, we have a little silence in here. Okay, do we have Post Bank in the house? I think they will be represented by the Chief Business Officer. Are you in the house? Is Post Bank in the house? Okay, my bet is that they're still signing checks out. They're still making that money. All right. Do I have Mr. has the plan? They have the master plan, not just the plan, but they have the plan for your hard-earned money. Whether you here or in Uganda, you know how to invest perfectly. He's a young, inspiring gentleman. If you haven't caught him, you can go check out his YouTube channel. He's buzzing with a lot of information, very informative, very insightful information that will spur you towards thinking long term. Tony, it's nice to have you all the way this side of the Pacific Ocean. Come share that beautiful word with us. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, Honorable Deputy Speaker, Honorable Minister, all members of Parliament, all protocols observed. Unaa members and my colleagues from Uganda, thank you for sparing this afternoon. As Aiton Capital, we've had a great 2 days interacting with the Unaa. And the 34th is our first partnership with Unaa. And we are certainly going to go ahead and sponsor the next one. We want to thank the organizers. Well, my name is Tony Mugisha. I am a financial advisor with Aiton Capital. And the purpose for us being around here is to encourage our fellow Ugandans living in the diaspora that as you do what you do, you at least plan for retirement back home. And like I mentioned in our presentation yesterday, when we've engaged majority of you, majority of you want to retire back home. The big question is, what are you doing about it? What are you doing planning to retire back home? And the thing is, you don't have to start when you're actually retiring. There are things you can still do when you're still very energetic, because retirement is not a topic that people want to talk about, but is a fact of life for each and every one. So as Ayton Capital, we are looking forward to advisory. We do a number of things: succession planning, we do family office, those that are planning to pass on generational wealth. We do quite a number of things. So for us, from the organizers, thank you so much for giving us an opportunity to partner with you. And I hope that you'll enjoy the rest of the stay.
Thank you, Tony. All things money.
This is Diaspora TV, your number one global network.
Someday I know I will be whatever. Yeah, a new watch, you know. It's nice to have you at the convention. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. I'm Sharon Howe, and a co-founder of the Terrawodi Women's Fund here in the United States. And the first time I spoke at a UNA meeting was in 2016 at Boston. And at that time, I was up here by myself. We were just starting to talk about the hospital that Alice Amesu, the CEO of Terrawodi in Uganda, said that she needed in order to provide health services to women with childbirth injuries in Uganda. She'd been working with them for 15 years and felt that her organization could handle the administration of a hospital. Then we formed our own 501c3 here in the United States, and in 2019, after raising over $2 million, the hospital opened. Yeah. So, and you just try. You know, you just reach out and you tell people about a problem, an issue that is not in the United States, but is common in Uganda. How many of you have heard of obstetric fistula in Uganda? Maybe you know somebody. Yes, or have heard stories. We have, and it's something that they continue to work to try to prevent, and if you can't prevent it, let's fix it. In 2016, John Agaba, John, raise your hand. He joined our board. He's been on our board for 8 years, and through his support, we've been able to network and communicate and build the kind of effort that it takes to do all of it. In 2019, when it opened, the 600 century Ben Abe, Ben is part of Rotary. He's part of Rotary International, and the Rotary International Foundation gave a $90,000 grant to Terrawodi Women's Hospital, and it has paid for solar power, and they're working on the water services. And we want to thank the Seattle Rotary Clubs and Ben and Rotary International for that kind of help. I would also like you to know that going forward, so many people have helped us, and part of it this year is that TV is going to be a volunteer with us, and I'm Lambert, you want to raise your hand? With Unaa is going to be part of our Board of Advocates going forward and helping with communications. I really want to thank everybody, and I hope that you'll stop by the booth and see us and learn more. And I have these bookmarks, and you might want to take a look at it. It tells you a little information about us and the event in November. Thank you.
This is Diaspora TV, your number one global network. This is Diaspora TV, your number one global network.
Thank you very much. Terrawode, your success story is one that will be told for a long, long, long time. I would also like to recognize somebody here. He will have a word or two, and he's a spokesperson from the Ministry of Internal Affairs, Mr. Simon Munde. He'll be coming here to tell us more about the great things that he has done. This is probably the second or third time I'm seeing you, Mr. Simon. Thank you. Thank you for your services. Thank you for enabling us to have those opportunities this far. I would like to invite a very special person, special in the sense that the story of this next person's business is a story that is my own, and I'm in the business of celebrating people anywhere in the world. The story of Endiro Restaurant started, I remember standing in Kisamenti with the proprietors in Uganda at that time, and we're building the idea, and he says, if you've been to Kisamenti, Ndiro is right down here. It's not too far away from, what was that called, the Crocodile or something? And there was a bookstore right here. If you have a vivid memory of the old Kisamenti before it changed. And we're standing right there and we're thinking, is it possible? Can a coffee shop do very well here? And you're like, take your chance at this story. Take your chance. This was about 2010, I believe, sometime in the middle of 2010. And we're having this conversation. Today, Ndiro is 11 years old. Ndiro is in very many corners around Uganda. If you haven't been to Ndiro Mbale, you probably want to try the one in Entebbe somewhere by the Shell, or you want to go to the main one in Kisamenti, or if you've come to Illinois, you want to go to the one in Aurora. This brand is truly a Ugandan brand. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, I bring you the man, Kodi Mulangira, Ndiro himself.
Thanks, Danny. I don't usually like to be in the same room with Danny because I like to be the best looking guy in the room. And if he's here, I can't realize that dream. So, but thanks, Danny, for making me look ugly. It's good. Hey, how's everybody doing? You okay? You in the back there. You just waiting for the boat? Huh? I have never been on the boat because I don't mind partying. I just need to be I need the option to leave. And I don't want to have to jump overboard at about 1 a.m. and have Henrietta try to save me. So We lost. There it is. I wanted to just take a moment to thank you for the work that you're doing. Henrietta, I think you're a wonderful leader and you're a good friend and really appreciate you. So I was bringing you a travel mug bottle. I don't know, it's lost, so I'll give it to you later. But hi, I'm Cody Lawrence. I'm often called Omalangira, which I'm very happy to be called that. His Excellency Ambassador Katende gave me that name a while back, and he outranks me, so it's okay. I'll take it. Yeah. I'm with Indiro Coffee. I am not really Mr. Indiro. We are many people, many leaders. We are predominantly a Ugandan-owned, Ugandan-operated company, and I'm just the awkward Mzungu that has to tell you that at these settings. Gloria Katsime is the founder, and she's in East Africa right now because we're getting ready to open our first location in Kenya. So yeah. So we'll be opening in Mombasa very soon. I'll be honest, we're opening in Mombasa so I have an excuse to go to the beach. That's the only reason. I don't care if I make any money there. Just let me go to the beach and I'll be fine. But we hope to continue growing throughout East Africa. But Uganda is our home. Uganda is where we are from. Uganda will always be our priority. So in 2023, you'll see some big things happening in Uganda. Your push in retail throughout the country. So get ready for that. Yeah, give me some of that too, huh? Henrietta, at your table. Yeah, I'll take some also, a little bit of that. Huh? Okay. Anyway, you guys have probably heard more than you want to hear about Indiro already, and I don't want to keep force feeding you coffee because Ugandans always tell me I'm not a coffee drinker. We are a tea drinking country. Yeah? I'm like, it's okay. You can try coffee. It's fine. It's delicious. It's better than tea, right? Yeah. So for me, here's what I want to focus on today. Believing in the possibility of radical generosity as a pathway towards business success, right? So this is getting harder and harder for me to say, but we are not a money-making company. We really aren't. But we all just went through this global pandemic, and so many people that are in the restaurant industry, the food industry, hospitality industry, so many industries, so many of those businesses are now closed. And somehow, by God's grace, we are not. In fact, during the pandemic, in these past few years, both in Uganda and the United States, we've added more locations, more jobs, and our payroll has about multiplied by about 5 times. Not my paycheck, but our payroll. And I'm very happy about that. I want to be extremely honest, which I know is not something. Make some money because I'm tired and I'm getting old, okay? I'm going to be 45 on Monday, and I need to start thinking about putting some money away. So if any of you guys want to just give me money, where is Moses? He's the one with all the money. Moses. There you are. Now, we've been building this company and maintaining and sustaining the company on really first of making sure everybody else gets paid first. When we opened coffee shops, the idea was let's make sure we pay all of the staff before we pay the owners, before we pay the executives, right? When we got into coffee farming, we began with how much do we want to pay farmers? Before we bought one bean, we said how much do we want to, I mean, we literally sat down with a piece of paper at a desk and we said, what is fair trade coffee supposed to be paying farmers? We calculated that, did the translation into shillings, and we realized the farmers in Uganda are not getting paid that at all. Even the ones where their package comes and gets on a store shelf in the U.S. and it says fair trade certified. And those farmers are not getting that fair trade. 2015 until we realized that our farmers of fair trade. We opened this business to do good and to be generous. We could not stand that. So we stopped buying fair trade coffee and we started to work directly with farmers. And the very first thing we did was, how much are we supposed to pay farmers if we're to be fair trade? And then we made the decision to not be certified fair trade, because the money that you pay for those certifications should be going to the farmers, actually. So we stopped that. We started to pay the farmer. Actually, we went to the farms and we said, we're going to pay you 8,000 shillings at the time. That's what it came to. And most of them didn't believe. We had 2,500 farmers that we trained. We said, we're going to pay you 8,000 shillings per kilo of your coffee. And all but about 200 of those farmers took the training, took the equipment we gave them, and sold their coffee to middlemen because they didn't believe we would show up with the money. But those 200 farmers from Bukalasi, they sold us the coffee, they got the money, and they're still our farmers today. And now their coffee is all over the United States. It's the coffee that's down there in the booth. It's the coffee that's being served by the hotel this weekend. They're in over 70 Trader Joe's locations across the country. That's our biggest client right now. And this year, they won the 2022 Specialty Food Award for Best New Product, which is a very big deal. Yeah. So these are farmers that never thought they could expect anything other than poverty, and not just poverty, but extreme poverty. And now they're actually making money. And they're able to keep their kids home. And then instead of sending some kids off to relatives, build their own schools and hire their own teachers. They have actually started a medical clinic in their own village. These are things, we don't pay them to do these things. We just pay them. We just pay them well, and we pay them generously and consistently, and they do the rest. If you pay the women, of course. Sorry, man. We don't always make the same decisions with our money as the ladies do, right? We have built the company on this. What if we lead with generosity? What if we lead by putting everybody else first and putting ourselves as the owners last? What if? And over these years, these 11-something years, there have been so many days and so many nights when we thought, we're going out of business tomorrow. We're going to be bankrupt tomorrow, for sure. But we're still here. Somehow we are still here. Yeah? And this year, fully $1 million will go into Bududa through the Indiro Coffee Program. $1 million. I've never seen that kind of money in my life, but that's how much money is going into that community. So we're very, very grateful. And somehow, big companies have come and gone in the past few years, and this little weird, radically generous, poorly managed Indiro Coffee is still alive. It's still going. And we're really grateful for that. So let me challenge you that way. Here's a game that I used to play. And we should maybe even play this game. We have today and tomorrow, right? So the game is called Bigger and Better. Bigger and Better. Okay, we used to play this when I was a kid in camp. And our camp counselor would give us 1 penny. Just 1 penny. Does anybody have a penny? Can you look and find a penny? Or are we too impoverished to find a penny? Huh? I even don't have a penny. But we were told to take that 1 penny and go all around the camp and just go up to somebody, hand them something bigger or better than this penny. And one person might give you 2 pennies. Another person might give you some piece of candy or whatever. And then you take that thing and you go to somebody else and you say, look, now I have this candy. Can you give me something bigger or better than this candy? And then maybe they find a pencil. They find something little. Okay, now we're getting. Then they take a bracelet. They go around. They say, okay, Michael, can you give me something bigger or better? Let's try. Let's try right now with Michael. Okay. Michael, I have this Indiro Coffee bracelet, okay? Can you give me something bigger or better than this bracelet? Let's see. Let's see what you got. Let's see what Michael has. Come on, give Michael a round of applause here. Let's see if he can beat this little bracelet. Do you have anything bigger or better than this bracelet? Now I've put him on the... Whoa! A very nice pen. Look at this. Take it. Take it. Now you go and get something better. Now I've got a very nice pen. This is a pen that has signed papers in the embassy. This is a famous pen, a powerful pen that has accomplished many things. Right, Michael? Can anybody give me something bigger or better than this pen? I mean, you want this pen. I know you do. Oh, I saw something better over at that table before, but I don't know if it's going to be given to me. Can anybody beat this pen? Don't leave me hanging. What is it? Mutton. Butter. Butter is not bigger and better than a pen. That glass that doesn't belong to you? So we would go around the camp for 2 or 3 days, and you can see how quickly, and then you'd end up with a T-shirt, or you'd end up with something else. People would bring vehicles, like broken church vans. I mean, just like crazy things they would bring back. And then at the end of that game, we would just realize people are ridiculously generous if you just expect them to be generous, right? Some people are greedy, yeah. I found more people are generous than you imagine. People that are generous, the staff at the embassy for Ambassador Santa, you're a very important person. Meet with heads of state, and you hang out with me. I'm just a poor boy from Oklahoma, you know? People are generous with all kinds of things. And what we have found is if we lead with generosity, we will find generosity meets us. And somehow we've survived. And now as we look to a major investment where we're going to have the largest harvest in our history, we'll be harvesting 400 tons of coffee this year, which is small, but for us it's huge. We started with 6 tons in 2015. Now we're going for 400. That's crazy for me. I got to buy a new building because I don't have a building big enough to keep that much coffee. So you know what I did? I went to the city of Aurora and I said, I have all this coffee coming that the Uganda is helping us do. Our farmers are doing it. The Ugandan government is helping us to do this. We got all this coffee coming to Aurora. What are you going to do? Or do I need to go to the next city? You know what they did? They said, we're going to get you a building. We're going to get you a bigger building. Yeah? So look at this that is happening. It has taken a long time and so many sleepless nights, and there's a couple here that works in mental health. I'm going to be connecting with them many, many times to help me to not go crazy. But that's all I want to do. I want to challenge you. You guys are professionals, you're entrepreneurs, you're leaders, you're influencers. Right here in this room. I've known you for a few years now. I know the kind of power and influence that God has put into your hands. Some of you are very careful stewards with that power that you have. Some of you are not so good. Yeah? But look at yourself. Instead of putting yourself first, how can you continue to lead with generosity? Right? And you hold me accountable. Because you'll see me again next year in Dallas, Lord willing, for Unaa. Sorry, was that a secret? Somebody told me, so I'm like, okay, whatever, Dallas. I'm from Oklahoma. We don't go to Dallas. Danny, it's probably your fault. But you'll see me next year, and you can ask again, is Indiro still leading with generosity? I want you to ask. I want you to challenge us. Ask for proof. But I also want to ask you how you're leading with generosity, how you're sacrificing. Because this sounds so corny, so cheesy, but I actually believe it. If we all do that, of Uganda being thought of as like this quote-unquote third world developing BS, those days can be over. Yeah? And Uganda can be, right? Okay, so that's it. I'll leave it there. I did get my travel mug that I want to give you, Henrietta, if you're okay to receive it from me. Since we don't have an election this time around, we can all just give you a round of applause, right? Thank you, Henrietta, for everything you're doing. All right.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Ladies and gentlemen, Endiro, man. A round of applause, Endiro. Inspiring story, man. Cody's that guy. You know, when you need inspiration from the unusual, insightful ways you listen to Cody. He's got amazing stories. Yesterday we were supposed to spend talking about documentaries on coffee, and I'll be so excited. And talking about documentaries, I want to thank the outgoing president of NAMCA. Are you here? Auntie Betty, where are you? Rise up to your feet, man. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a very inspiring lady out there. A round of applause, man. And I'll tell you why. You know, Auntie Betty saw me in diapers. It's good to see you. But Auntie Betty brought NAMCA all home, and we had an amazing time with members of parliament from the East, from the land of the coffee itself. We went to coffee roasting houses. We had discussions on coffee. Man, it was inspiring. You know, I can't wait for the day when we have Endiros all over America, and it's telling the Ugandan story. Parliament, we need that one. We need that one. You remember that old story, foods and beverages? You remember that old Ugandan story? We could bring that back in terms of coffee houses around America, telling our story of Uganda. And believe me, we will boost our tourism 300%. You put that on me, and if I don't believe it, if I don't deliver, I will not come back home. Yeah. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Now, without further ado, I'd like to bring the money team, Post Bank Uganda, to come and share with us a word or two. Lambert, are we ready for Post Bank? Lambert, are we ready for Post Bank? Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause for Post Bank. They've been one of our longest financial partners in this game of Unaa. Thank you so much. I think you probably have in the millions of dollars, and I still need that commission of those accounts that open. Mr. Gaba, it's good to see you. Thank you very much.
The Right Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament, all protocols observed. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you all. My name is Andrew Agaba, and I am the Chief of Business for Post Bank. And I don't know, Lambert, if you by any chance have a slide. I just want to go through certain things. Are we on? Great. So yesterday we had a very good conversation here, and I was happy that our board member presented. So I won't say much because similar to what the fellow banks have said, I'll start off by saying that all the banks do the same thing, really. I think what makes the banks different is how they do it, right? Because we all lend money, we all, provide financial services, but I think what differentiates us is how we do it. So I'll quickly go to who we are as Post Bank. We are 100% owned. We're a local bank, similar to housing finance. We are a 100% owned bank by the government. Started out in 1998. We are a leading bank in agriculture, and that's how we want to be known, as you will see. We have over 56 branches countrywide. I think by end of this year, we'll have about 60. Most of these branches have been located in the urban areas because that's where most of our Ugandans live and stay. And that's why you see we are very strong in lending when it comes to agriculture, because almost 70% of our people depend on it. We are also unique in a way that we have mobile vans. That sounds like something, a bit ancient, but we use those vans to pay most of the persons of concern in the camps. We have a lot of refugees in Uganda, and Postbank is the bank that pays them, and we use these vans to move into the villages and pay them. We have about 14 of them. They're literally moving vans. We pay about 100,000 of these people every month using these vans. Postbank has gone through some tough times, and I think we are almost at that point where we believe that we are taking off. It's very hard to transition a bank because, it's a moving entity. So if you're doing a transition, it's delicate. So when you're doing a transition, it's not the easiest thing to do. We have recently upgraded our core banking system. The core banking system is really what runs the bank. And if it's not very strong and robust, then it can't allow you to do all the other things, especially in the technology space that you want to do. And I'm sure most of you here have had accounts with Postbank even way back when you were in Uganda. Most of us will attest to the fact that you opened your first bank account when you were at the university. But I think because the bank didn't necessarily move with you, some of us left that bank. But the upgrade that we have done on our technology infrastructure has enabled us now to come back and offer some of the services that we were not able to offer in the past. And I'll be talking to some of those as we go along. Last year, most of you may not know that Postbank transitioned into a commercial bank. And since we are being called Postbank, we assume that it was a bank. But Postbank was a credit institution, a tier 2 credit institution, meaning that there are certain things that we wouldn't do because we're a credit institution. And in December last year is when we transitioned into a commercial bank, and we're able now to do most of the things that we wouldn't, we're not able to do. We don't do a trade. We're not able to deal in a lot of FX. And I'm happy, I think Bank of Uganda was happy and was able to show us a gesture that, the bank is now ready, and we're now a commercial bank, and we can do all the things that all the banks that can do. I just want to give you a snapshot, if you have that picture. On the left, and Postbank now. That's how we look if you come back to our branches. We have just installed 60 ATMs across the country that are smart. You can actually deposit and withdraw funds in real time. If you have our mobile app here, you can actually do a cardless withdrawal on that. You can generate an instruction from here, and it will generate a PIN for any of your relatives anywhere in the country, and they can go on any of our ATMs and withdraw money, whether they have an account or not. And these are things that are just happening now that you will be able to benefit from. So that is the Postbank that you know, and this is the new Postbank that you will see if you ever come back or if you come to Uganda. Of course, as a government bank, we align to the NDP3. We support SMEs. There's right now a government initiative of a small business recovery fund. We give out loans to small businesses and at an interest rate of 10%. We have just disbursed about 40 billion shillings during COVID as an initiative from government for import substitution and export promotion. We've just disbursed 40 billion in a partnership that we have with the Uganda Development Bank. And as Postbank, we're a bank, we're a mass market bank. We're a bank that focuses on the lowest of our people, especially in the rural areas. And that's how we've positioned ourselves. I will not spend a lot of time on our solutions. Like I said, the solutions are basic. We offer an account for all of you, which is free. Now you can download our app. If you go on the Google or Apple Store, you can download our application, Postbank mobile app, and self-register yourself so that you can access your account anywhere you are and be able to send and receive money. The other thing that we do for you is that we know you want to send money back at home. So we have various remittance platforms like World Remit, Wave, and so on and so forth. So you are able to send your money both over the counter and onto your accounts directly. And we shall continue to enhance those remittance platforms because we have just actually procured a wallet, and we're in the process of enabling that wallet to integrate with most of these remittance platforms that you have here. So you'll be able to send money back at home freely. And then, like I said, when we became a commercial bank, there are certain things that we wouldn't do. We wouldn't do mortgages. Housing Finance Bank has just been here. But now we are able to do our home and land loan product. We're able to buy you land. We're able to buy you property. And I think the most important thing is that we're able to transfer that property into your names. Remember, the bank doesn't own property. We simply put our mortgage or an encumbrance for as long as you, until you pay our money back, and then we transfer it back to you. So we're able to do mortgages now. You don't have to go and look for them in any other bank. And those are some of the terms that we offer. We pretty much do everything. You have a property, you want to release equity and do something, we can do that. You want to buy a home, you want to buy land, and we have partnered with developers that we trust, that we think have the right property, that we think have properties that are within affordable rates, and we can always, connect you to these developers and help you get the facilities. In terms of investment opportunities, these ones we talked about yesterday. This is my last slide. I'll simply say about 3 or 4 things. I've been in banking for the last 13 years. And you have to have a diversified portfolio. You can't say I will deal in real estate only. You can't say I will deal in savings and insurance.
Ladies and gentlemen, if we may have your attention, let's give him the time to present, then we can have our offline chats a little later. If you don't mind, let's just have your attention. We're all here for one purpose. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So this is my last slide. Like I said, you'd have real estate, you'd have life savings options or insurance options, and then you could have fixed income. Yesterday we were mentioning that there's a bond coming out next week, and we're hoping it will be at probably 17 or 18%. So the whole idea is to have a diverse portfolio of different investment options. And the bank is there to help you do these things, and that's why really you'd want to have yourself a bank as a partner, and the right bank. So I think with those few words, we have our stall down there as well. We have our team. Florence is very familiar with all of you. She's down there at our stall. Please feel free to go down, consult, and we'll be able to support you in all your investment options that you'd like to look at. Thank you so much. And to Henrietta and the team, thank you so much for putting this together. As Postbank, we are committed to always support Unaa and hope to be here next year as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Andrew. COVID protocols. Ladies and gentlemen, Postbank has been one of our longest serving partners. You've been one of our commercial partners. Thank you so much. Taking money back home is not easy. Investing it is not an easy thing, but also accessing loans when you're miles away is not easy. You make it possible. Thank you. We recommend you for that. Now, because of the interest of time, we have quite a lot on our program. I would like to invite, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, put your hands together for the president of the Unaa Convention and the Unaa as a whole organization. President Henrietta Malmala, she is arguably one of the most outstanding.
Thank you, Danny. I think you're really working so hard for your commission. Good afternoon, my fellow diasporans, our distinguished guests, the Honorable Deputy Speaker, Thomas Tayebwa, the Government Chief Whip, the Honorable Minister of Energy, Madam Ruth Nankabira, that is also representing the President of Uganda, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, all visitors that traveled far and wide, our own ambassadors here in North America, and all of you who are out there that joined us, that are friends of Unaa, that love Unaa, welcome to the city of San Francisco, and thank you for loving Unaa. I would like to welcome you all, and I would like to always encourage you to love your country, Uganda. Miss Huda Nabatanzi, Muchibi, and your local organizing committee, you've outdone yourselves. Thank you so much. Thank you for answering the call when we called upon you to come and put this together, and thank you for always making sure that you were a step ahead, that this was moving along. So thank you. We really appreciate it. Allow me to recognize our ambassadors in a special way. The charge d'affaires of Uganda to Washington, Ambassador Santa Laker Chinera, and the head of mission in New York to the United Nations, Ambassador Adonia Ayebare. Please allow me to recognize these people in a special way because they are your North American ambassadors here, but they have outdone themselves in making sure that you have the services you need. My fellow Ugandans, we can sometimes be a headache. And I've been on the phones with these two ambassadors begging them each and every day for your ndagamontos, for your passports, for your dual citizenship, for everything. When people die, they are the ones who help me to have those bodies repatriated. I call them each and every other day for problems. And these two the head of mission, the embassy in Washington, D.C., the staff there, they have outdone themselves in giving us these services. Please give them a rouse of applause and thank them for their service. I don't take it lightly, and I don't take it for granted. Over the years, we have not had the kind of relationship we have built with these embassies. It has changed for the better, and we hope that it's even going to be for the best in the future. Allow me to also thank Ambassador Adonia again for helping us to bring extra NERA folks to help you with your ndagamontos. These people arrived last night. Most of these things happen and you don't even know what we go through. I had to run out of the African night last night to go and make sure I received the people who are coming from Uganda. They arrived at least at 9:30 p.m. And we had to look for rooms quickly to put them in the hotel and all that. But all because Ambassador Adonia wanted these people to be here to serve you. Please be nice to these people, be respectful to them, and know that they are giving you a service that you need as Ugandans. So when you go onto the booths down there to talk to them, have a chat, don't shout, and please do it with a smile. So with that, I'm really grateful to the missions, to the embassies, and we hope that this kind of relationship can continue. I would like to also recognize all the members of parliament that have traveled to be here with us. We have a long list, and I hope you can allow me to maybe read a couple of them, please. Do I have time to do that? I don't want to take much of your time. I would like to recognize Member of Parliament, Honorable Namuju Sisi. I would like to recognize Honorable Muhammad Nsereko, Honorable Sylvia Nayevale, Honorable Awas Sylvia, Honorable Atima Jackson, Honorable Tibasimwa Joram Rayanga, Honorable Mwine Mpaka Ramirama, Honorable Sentai Muhammad, and Honorable Sejikoba Isaac, Honorable Semwanga Javira, Honorable Nabukera Hanifa, Honorable Nachimuli Helen, and Honorable Nsengumire Chibedi. Thank you for coming to join us here for the 34th Annual Convention. And for all those that came with them, the PAs, the secretaries, we welcome you too. Thank you so much for coming. I also would like to recognize those that came from State House, Mr. Moses Viarohanga and your delegation. Thank you for joining us as well. I hope I did not forget any other people. That was another delegation. I would like, I talked about the NERA folks that are downstairs. Most likely you're not going to see them here, they are working. But in a special way, I would like to recognize Mr. Simon Mondei from the Ministry of Internal Affairs. He's a gentleman that's going to be telling you all about dual citizenship, your passports, what needs to be done, because looks like you have given me that mandate to always get on the phone calls and also act as Mr. Simon, but that's not my job. So that's why we invited him to come and make sure that he gives you the knowledge of what you should do. We have some brothers and sisters that have not been with us for some time, but just because they believe in what we are doing in Unaa today, we see them here today. And I would like to recognize them. They could have been in Las Vegas, but they decided no, they needed to be here with us. Miss Damali Namka from Boston has a big crew. She decided not to go to Vegas with Hajat Hamiyat, and they decided to be here. They have about 20 people who came here, so thank you for coming here instead of going elsewhere. There is a gentleman we haven't seen in our Unaa circles for a while, Mr. Flex Kabuye. Is he here? Mr. Flex Kabuye, I think I saw him in the room earlier on. Thank you for coming back home. We haven't seen him around for a while, but we are glad to have you. Ladies and gentlemen, I also would like to take a moment and invite our ambassador, Madame Santa Lakera Chinyera, who is the Charge d'Affaires of Uganda to United States, to come and address you. We will be giving you more information about the organization tomorrow. This was more of a general welcome and an acknowledgement for all the people who have joined us. Thank you so much. My Madam Vice President and I would like to welcome you again to the city of San Francisco.
Good afternoon, all of you. My name is Santa Kinyera, as you've heard. I'm the Chargé d'Affaires of Uganda Embassy in Washington, D.C. I have a structured speech here. That's how I manage to stay in check. Otherwise, I'll say a lot of things. So, the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda, Right Honorable Thomas Tayewa, the Government Chief Whip, Honorable Dennis Hamson Obua, the Minister of Energy, and Mineral Development, Honorable Ruth Nankabirwa, members of Parliament present, the President of Unaa, Mrs. Henrietta Nairuba Wamala, my colleagues from Uganda's Permanent Mission in New York, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from Uganda Embassy in Washington, D.C. I thank the President of Unaa and the organizing committee of this 34th Unaa Convention for according me an opportunity to speak to our citizens and friends of Uganda. The convention provides a platform and opportunity for us to come together as Ugandans and celebrate our heritage and discuss how we can all play a role towards the socio-economic transformation of our motherland. The embassy is proud to be associated with this convention as it complements our mandate on diaspora engagement. Allow me to outline to you the key mandates of the embassy in Washington, D.C. We are mandated to promote and protect Uganda's national interests in USA and other countries of accreditation. When I say other countries of accreditation, ladies and gentlemen, I'm saying we cover more than the USA. The other countries of accreditation for our embassy are Argentina, Bolivia, Brazil, Chile, Colombia, Ecuador, Jamaica, Mexico, Paraguay, Peru, Trinidad and Tobago, Uruguay, and Venezuela. This means we have a very wide area of accreditation, and we must endeavor to serve Ugandans and protect Uganda's interests in all these countries. We are mandated to promote commercial and economic diplomacy, and that means sourcing markets for Ugandan tradable products, attracting investors, promoting tourism, sourcing development assistance, grants and concessional loans for the country. We promote regional and international peace and security, mobilize the diaspora for development. We are in the business of promoting the image of Uganda through public diplomacy and providing diplomatic protocol and consular services as well. The interests we pursue relate to the quest for national development, prosperity of our people, as well as peace and security for our country. Some people think the embassy only handles passports, visas, and national IDs. We do a lot for our country and for our people. Ladies and gentlemen, with these mandates, the embassy undertakes programs and activities that facilitate the embassy's delivery on these aspirations and mandates. Allow me to say that the embassy and indeed the government of Uganda recognizes the significant contribution made by the allow me to say that the embassy and indeed the government of Uganda recognizes the significant contribution made by the diaspora to Uganda's national development. Recent data from the World Bank shows that remittance flows to Uganda stand at approximately $1.2 billion annually, with over 100 million of this coming from the US alone. However, these remittances are usually sent to Uganda in the form of assistance to family members to help with things like school fees, welfare, medical support, and assistance for small projects. In this regard, we at the embassy try to sensitize and encourage our diaspora about Uganda government policies on socio-economic development, political, and other matters of national importance, as well as we give support on services to the diaspora. This includes encouraging them to leverage their remittances through platforms that make tangible and more impact to themselves and to the national economy of Uganda. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, sir, another expression of Uganda's recognition, another expression of the government's recognition of the diaspora is through our participation in the annual Unaa conventions and other diaspora conventions. During these events, we join hands with other government entities to deliver services to Ugandans. We collaborate with NIRA to carry out registration of Ugandan diaspora applicants for national ID. We collaborate with the Directorate of Immigration and Citizenship Control to process applications for dual citizenship certificates. These are also provided at the embassy on a daily basis. At this point, it deserves special mention that in collaboration with State House and the Ministry of Finance, the embassy delivers to Unaa. The embassy disburses HE the President's annual pledge of $100,000 to Unaa. This money is comprised of $50,000 for Unaa conventions and $50,000 for Unaa chapter support. This grant dates as far back as 2004, during the 17th Unaa convention, when the Unaa leadership then first approached the president for financial assistance. From 2007 to 2014, the government allocated only $20,000 annually to Unaa. Then, in 2014, when the president visited Dallas, immediately after attending the 27th Unaa convention in San Diego, another request was made by the Unaa leadership to increase support and assistance to Unaa. This support was granted, and since then, from 2015 to date, the annual grant to Unaa was now increased to $100,000 per year. Ladies and gentlemen, yesterday, during the Trade and Investment Forum, a number of presentations were highlighted about the various opportunities and incentives that exist for investment in our country. The embassy also made a presentation on the status of trade and investment between the US and Uganda. And we noted that there are several opportunities that the diaspora can take advantage of. Some of the sectors include education, health, banking, oil and gas, agriculture, tourism, mining, among others. Mr. Deputy Speaker, sir, while we endeavor to serve our people better, we also have challenges. As earlier mentioned, you can see that the embassy in Washington, D.C. covers a very wide area of accreditation. We need more resources so that we can serve our people more efficiently and effectively. This calls for better appropriation of funds to the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and missions abroad. Of course, we appreciate what Parliament has done so far and is doing to improve appropriation to our sector. We need more to serve Ugandans well and better. There were concerns also yesterday that Uganda should open up consulates in strategic parts of America that are far to reach by the embassy. This requires more resources too, both human, financial, and logistical. I believe this convention has initiated some useful thoughts, opinions, and ideas that you will carry forward to help improve the partnerships and engagements between the government and the people. We are also in discussions with the Directorate of Citizenship and Immigration Control to provide the embassy with mobile kits for passport processing so that we can increase our outreach to Ugandans who are outside the US and in hard-to-reach areas within the US. So we have these challenges, and it is our prayer that our government will also take cognizance of them. As I conclude, I would like to pledge that whenever possible, the embassy will utilize such events as opportunities to continue providing consular services to the diaspora and engaging them for the development of Uganda. And please note that embassy services are provided free of charge. The embassy also exists to serve all Ugandans regardless of their tribe, religion, education, whatever affiliations they may belong to. The embassy is for Uganda and Ugandans. To our diaspora living in the USA and other countries of accreditation that I listed above, I would like to assure you of the embassy's continued provision of consular services to you, ranging from the passport applications, enrollment of national IDs, online applications of dual citizenship, and assisting you during the hard times when you lose your loved ones. I urge you, as always, I've made my point clear, that you Ugandans, our diasporans, you should remain good citizens and strive for progress and development in your personal lives as well as in your country of origin. Once again, I thank the organizers of this event, all our esteemed guests who traveled from other states and those who came all the way from Uganda, all of you participants and sponsors of this event for making this event a great success. Let us all work together to promote Uganda, utilize all available opportunities and incentives to promote economic development and enhance national unity in our country. I thank you all for your kind attention. Thank you very much. I now have the honor to invite the Government Chief Whip, Honorable Dennis Hamson Obua, to address you.
God is good, and all the time. Right Honorable Thomas Taibwa, the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, my Senior Honorable Dr. Ruth Nankabirwa, the Minister of Energy and Mineral Development, the Honorable Members of Parliament here present, Your Excellencies, the Ambassadors and High Commissioners from the Republic of Uganda here present, the President, Executive Committee members, and members of Uganda North America Association, the local organizing committee, the team from State House, Uganda, all protocol duly observed, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Obua Dennis Amson. I represent Ajuri County, Aleptong District in the 11th Parliament of the Republic of Uganda, and I also serve the Republic of Uganda as the Government Chief Whip. Friends, ladies and gentlemen, in your respective capacities, my humble duty this afternoon is to invite my brother and friend, the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. But before I execute that, permit me to say that today we gather in this hall 14,936 kilometers away from the Pearl of Africa, the Republic of Uganda, our motherland, to fellowship, to discuss the opportunities, the challenges, and come up with the way forward on how best we can tackle the challenges of our time, challenges of our generation, the challenges of our season. I want to salute the leadership of Uganda North America Association for walking the talk and for keeping the hope alive that every year we are able to gather as Ugandans and we fellowship and come up with tangible points in terms of action points. Let me state that the National Resistance Movement leadership under His Excellency General Yoweri Kaguta Museveni remains committed to provide the desired services to the Ugandans in the diaspora using our missions abroad. As you can see what is happening here in the United States of America. On behalf of the NRM government, we are here to listen to you, fellow countrymen and women, to discuss with you, but more importantly, to take home your action points for purposes of implementation going forward. What unites us is the fact that we do not have a second choice country. Our first choice is Uganda. Our second choice is Uganda. Our third choice is Uganda. That is what unites us. That is our point of convergence. I want to thank you for this opportunity. I am here attending this for the second time. The first time I attended the San Diego, Unaa. I am here in San Francisco, California. I don't know why always S. Maybe I'll miss the one of next year if it is not S. With these few words, ladies and gentlemen, in your respective capacities, kindly join me in welcoming the Right Honorable Thomas Taebwa, the Deputy Speaker of the Parliament of Uganda, to address this very important gathering of Ugandans in North America. God bless you for God and my country. Thank you so much.
Hamson, our government chief whip, and our senior leader, Ruth Nankabirwa, Minister of Energy. You know, me and Obua have passed through her hands. She was the government chief whip. My sister, Henrietta, the president of Unaa and your executive, our sponsors, my colleagues, members of parliament. I'm glad to be here with the team which the president has introduced. Oh, our dear ambassador and my brother Ado. Madam President, you forgot 3 MPs. Honorable Charles Matovu from Busiro. Honorable Dr. Abed Bwanika, former presidential candidate, and now member of parliament. And then I think we also forgot the Honorable John Paul Nimsima. We call him Panado in Uganda. He's the Panado of Uganda. They used to have headache. He came in as a Panado and sorted all problems. Mine is just very simple. Number one, to appreciate you for inviting us, and then for uniting Ugandans. And then number two, to re-echo what my colleagues have said about the responsibility you have as our ambassadors in the diaspora. Honorable has mentioned it clearly that you don't have any choice but love Uganda. I don't think most of you would be buried in America. Whether you love Uganda or not, you would need to go back home. You might be here, but your families are in Uganda. Your OBs, your associates are in Uganda. So the moment you get united, the moment you work for your country, the moment you put Uganda first, you're putting yourself first. And that's why your unity as diaspora is very, very important for us and will make it very, very easy for us to work with you. And I'll be praying for that, that indeed we continue working together. Henrietta has been calling me, and I have already reached out to the different government officials. Very soon, we are going to be having the diaspora meeting to look at concrete solutions for your issues. And Honorable Bua, I would request you to take charge because I've already shared with the Right Honorable Prime Minister. There are unique issues affecting people in diaspora, and we have to look at those unique issues and develop solutions for them. By, I think in the year 2020, you contributed 1.154 billion US dollars to our economy through your remittances. That's 2.9% of the GDP. You know, that's no mean feat. But in Africa, the average from the diaspora in terms of what you're remitting back home. So I want to encourage you to work hard, to contribute more to the development of your country. We are demanding 2.1% from you in terms of remittances. But that doesn't mean that we don't appreciate. Maybe there are things we also need to work on which will make it much, much easier for you to contribute. But also, most of this money is coming informally. Remittances to your mothers for upkeep, school fees, and all that. We are going to go back and we engage government so that you directly contribute to national development through, for example, establishment of diaspora bonds, which have helped other governments to get money from their people in the diaspora. When you look at the investment opportunities you're having here, me, I cannot invest my money in America. I cannot invest my money in London because you don't make profits. You guys celebrate 1% return on investment, 2%. In Africa, we are making 30% return on investment. We are making good money. We are borrowing, for example, most of you who are fixing money here, if you used your money to buy treasury bills, to buy bonds, because Uganda, we borrow a lot from the domestic market, you will find that your money is giving you a return on investment of around 15% per annum. You can't make it here. You can only make it in Uganda. So better invest in Uganda. I'm a businessman on top of being a deputy speaker. So what I'm talking about is someone can say risks and all that. No. Uganda is now a very stable country. We've never defaulted on any of the loans. Our debt to GDP ratio is around 48%. The threshold for Africa, for Africa is around 50%. Zambia is at 106%. Kenya is 67%. You know, Uganda, we have the most sustainable debt regime in Africa now. So, meaning your money is very safe. Take it back to your country and invest it there. We have invested in security. We have invested in a robust legal regime. Mr. Michael has explained to you. We allow you to bring in your money, you take it out. I don't think Ndiro team has had, Umrangara has had any problem taking out any of his money. You know, we have very many benefits. We have free zones where if you invest around $2 million, you get all these benefits. You get tax-free cars. You get all opportunities available. But we have a problem. We have not been able to explain most of these opportunities to you. I think this is what now to come and explain. Because you know, when you're investing in Uganda, you're investing in Africa. You're investing in a bigger region. The import bill of the whole of Africa is 547 bill. Is 5 before looking at even export. You are products to America, duty-free, under AGOA. The products we take to China. If you produce in Uganda, you can sell anywhere in East Africa. A market, when you look at Uganda, 45 million people. East Africa is a market of 400 million people. By 2050, it is anticipated to be a market of 854 million people. We are about to add on Somalia, about add on other bigger market, where you can produce from Uganda and you sell to 800 million people duty-free. Now, Why can't you invest in Uganda? You know? Well, for example, when you look at California alone, as a state, it's the 5th largest economy in the whole world. But we don't have any official presence here in the 5th largest economy in the whole world. If you don't have a presence in the 5th economy in the whole world, then the decisions you're making for business processing are not going to be easy. So these are things we have to go back, we look at as parliament. We are going to support you because when you look at the and ensure during COVID, in other countries who are doing fine. We usually share with Mr. Moses Viaranga, yeah, we inherited the economy that was based on three C's. What one, Moses? But when the world closed down, when we couldn't import from China, when we couldn't import from the US, from Europe, in Uganda we never lacked anything because now we manufacture everything. Personally, I'm a manufacturer. I've not had any challenges because I can get any raw material in Uganda. So value addition, that's how we welcome Ndiro and the group. I was around 3-4 weeks ago. I was in Milan. I visited the roaster of Starbucks. Arabica coffee from Uganda was being sold at 45 euro. At 45 euros, 1 kilogram. Now, I come from an area which produces Arabica coffee. That area I come from, a kilo of Arabica coffee is sold at 1.5 US cents. Yes, in Chianga, in Mitoma, 6,500. That's how much we buy it. That's how much people who are exporting. The countries which are producing coffee are only getting 20% of the real value of coffee. Now, countries like Uganda, I think, are getting like 5%. If companies like Ndiro come in, then the value will go up a little bit. So, meaning value addition is what we need as a country. And you guys have money. You have, I know you have. It might not be personal money. World. Why don't you bring them to your country? Why don't we focus on marketing our country? If you look at how we've come here from Parliament, we are a mix. I have DP, I have NUP, I have NA. But you're here, win your service. On lines of yellow, on lines of red, on lines of white. You have bigger problems which should be uniting you as Ugandans. And then the rest can come later. To me, that's where my focus is. Love your country. Focus on promoting your country. Focus on making it a country that people can believe in, and then you'll be real fine. When you look at Uganda's import value, you really feel sad. And I don't want to look at Uganda alone. I look at Africa in general. We have to work together and promote our continent. We have to work together, and the moment we do have a country that is loved and, you know, taken in high regard by the rest of the world, that's when even you as a Ugandan in diaspora will feel that indeed I add value. We are going to go back. We are in touch with the leadership. Things to do with legislation. I know some of you have been to me about issues of voting. The diaspora wants to vote in the presidential elections. Those are issues which we hope the Review Commission will address. And then once the report comes to Parliament, we shall do the necessary. Your voices will be heard. We are leaving government, the executive, to do their work, and they always count on us for support. With those very many words, I want to thank you for inviting us, and please, every year, count on the support of Parliament in terms of attendance and supporting. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa. Thank you very, very much. Very insightful right there. You know, a house divided cannot stand. Thank you for those kind words. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the end of this, so much for honoring time. Just 1 second.
Supposed to meet him, but I just wanted you to recognize that we as Unaa are actually investing in Ugandans in Uganda to do some of the things that we need. We could have got, we are in San Francisco, in the Silicon Valley, we could have gotten a white, person or a big company here to do that for us. Mr. Katamaroni, I want you to come so that people here from Uganda can recognize that we are doing great. Actually, he's being poached by Italy, and they want to take him to work there rather than work for Uganda. So we really would like people like him, a young person like him, to have that talent retained in Uganda rather than be shipped abroad.
Thank you very much. Deputy Speaker, Right Honorable Thomas Tayebwa. There are so many other folks like him. Remember, we used to have this amazing talent search when we had Orange Telecom. You remember we had the Orange Expo, and we had amazing talent out there. I think I would be very, very happy to see some of these dreams come alive. As a matter of fact, we need to allocate a region specifically to be our Silicon Valley, because this is the new world and we must endure in that direction. Thank you very much. The same way we sought out, I think it was the Kipsiro area of Sebe to be the sports district, right? We would like one for technology and a future. I remember doing a project on and we were SMS. Somebody is able to find weather alerts on their phone, and this was all done by Ugandans. So all you had to do is type an SSD, and when the rain was going to come, we needed a lot of support in that direction. This was all from Ugandan talent. Okay, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, in the interest of time, we had a constitutional review that was supposed to take place under the AGM tomorrow, a time that will be allocated, I think, on the app, on the program, so please make sure you keep following. And I would also like to remind you, a special reminder, that we do have a hashtag that's running out right now, especially for those that are tweeting back home. And the hashtag is hashtag Unaa20. In the same way, would really ask you and request for you to pull out your phones right now. If anyone has a smartphone, I believe everyone does. Make sure you go right there. One, you need to download the Unaa app. Two, follow us on the Unaa Twitter page and all our Instagram pages. We would really like to have you there. Some of your requests, some of your kind ideas and insights are shared through platforms like this, which are the normal ways of communication today. But like the Right Honorable Speaker said, you know, we do not reach out. And when your mouth is closed, I do not know what you enjoy. You know, I'll impose matoke on you, and yet you're a person like me from Lango who loves his Kalo standard. You know, standard. Yeah. All right. In the interest of time, I'd like to invite the spokesperson of Ministry of Internal Affairs, Mr. Simon Munday, to come and share a word or two, sir, about dual citizenship, the benefit, the opportunity. I know you shared with us in Cincinnati. Please re-emphasize this. If you can make it a brief write-up that we can share on all our platforms, it would be good for members to understand detail. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Simon Munday. Thank you.
The Right Honorable Deputy Speaker of the National Assembly, Republic of Uganda, the Chief Whip, the Honorable Minister of Energy, Honorable Members of Parliament here present, officials from the Embassy, President of Unaa, all protocol observed, ladies and gentlemen. Mine is simple. I just want to advise Ugandans living here on how to apply for dual citizenship, because that is what most of them really want. My name is Munday Simon Peter. I am the spokesperson of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of the Republic of Uganda. Ladies and gentlemen, during the year 2018, as you are all aware, the government of the Republic of Uganda migrated from machine-readable passports to digital passports to electronic passports, as dictated by the ICAO standards. ICAO is an international body that regulates the travel documents worldwide. So during that time, we first issued our first passport in December 2018, and then since then, we have never looked back. We are issuing electronic passports to people traveling in and out of Uganda. The only exception we have is that you people who live in diaspora, you still have a chance to use the old passport only to travel back home, so that you are able, if you can, to process a new passport when you are in Uganda. The old passport, the black one. You still have that privilege of using it, but only to return home, and that is all, so that you can process a new passport from there. We have been rolling to the diaspora community. We started in London. We started a passport office in London. It is doing a great job. We came to Washington. We opened one. We went to Abu Dhabi. We opened one. We went to Pretoria, South Africa. We opened one. We moved recently to Ottawa, Canada, also opened. 2 weeks from now, we shall be heading to Beijing, China, and then we shall move to Copenhagen, Denmark. Those are some of the diaspora places where we are going to have passports processed, enrolled from. I want to thank the embassy in Washington for really doing a great job. They have tried to help Ugandans. We know Ugandans in the diaspora, they work a lot, they don't have time. These are people who have 3-4 jobs, so they really don't have time to move from here to go to Washington and process passports. As the ambassador talked about mobile enrollment kits, the government of the Republic of Uganda has actually already procured these kits, the mobile ones. And as I talk now, because the government cares for its people living here, the necessary integrations is happening in Kampala, and very soon they'll be bringing these mobile kits to be placed at the embassy. And what will happen is the applicants will now not move to Washington from these various states of America. We shall be using the embassy staff who will be flying to you. Our officers will be flying to you wherever you will be to enroll you for passports. 2, the government also, having been conscious and caring for its people, is thinking of integrating the 2 systems of national ID with that of passport, so that when you come to apply for national ID, there and then you can also have a passport on that same system. Because NIRA is part of the Ministry of Internal Affairs. So the 2 systems, softwares, are being integrated so that you don't have to suffer. First of all, you board a plane, you go to Washington, process national ID, you return. Then board, go back, process a passport, then return. Then board, go back, pick a passport. It is not going to be that tedious, because your government cares for you and has solved that problem. Briefly, dual citizenship, as you know, we have about 4 types of citizenship. But who is a citizen of Uganda? A citizen of Uganda is that person who is born in Uganda or out of Uganda, to both parents being citizens or members of the indigenous tribes of Uganda, or one of them. For instance, you may have your father as a Burundian and your mother as a Ugandan. We consider you as a citizen of Uganda on the side of the mother. That is what we refer to as citizenship by birth. The second one is the type of citizenship we give to non-Ugandans who come to Uganda, contribute to the economy. They live there legally for a period not less than 10 years, legally, either on a work permit or something. Then after 10 years, this person is free to apply for citizenship, and we're able to grant that citizenship. That citizenship we refer to as citizenship by registration. The third one is the type of citizenship which we grant to non-citizens who come to Uganda or even living here but are married to indigenous Ugandans. And such a marriage must have subsisted for at least 5 years legally. Ladies and gentlemen, we had a challenge. This law has just been...
This is Diaspora TV.